welcome back to our vlog. And our lesson for today is counter of nouns.
Story for tonight, the story. Frog got sick one summer day. Toad told him to get in bed and get some rest. Toad served Frog a cup of hot tea. While drinking the tea, Frog asked Toad, "Please tell me a story." Toad agreed and said, "I will think of a good story to tell you." Toad had a hard time thinking of a good story. "I will go out to the garden and walk back and forth," Toad said. "Maybe that will help me come up with a good story." Toad walked back and forth in the garden, but he could not think of a good story for Frog. Toad went inside the house and rolled on the floor. "Why are you rolling on the floor?" asked Frog. "I'm hoping that I can think of a good story to tell you. That's why I'm rolling on the floor," said Toad. Toad rolled on the floor 5 times, but he still could not think of a story for Frog. Toad put an ice cube on his head. "Why did you put an ice cube on your head?" asked Frog. "I'm hoping that I can think of a good story to tell you. That's why I put ice on my head," said Toad. Toad put 4 more pieces of ice cubes on his head, but he still could not think of a good story for Frog. Then Toad began jumping up and down until he hit his head on the ceiling. "Why are you jumping up and down and hitting your head on the ceiling?" asked Frog. "I'm hoping that I can think of a good story to tell you. That's why I'm jumping up and down and hitting my head on the ceiling." "Look, I feel much better now after resting in bed," said Frog. "I don't think I need to hear a story now." "Then I think I should be in bed instead of you," said Toad. "Please get out of the bed and let me lie down. All the walking, rolling, and jumping made me feel sick." Frog said, "Would you like to hear a story while you rest, Toad?" "Sure, I want to hear one," said Toad. Frog said, "Once there were 2 good friends, the Toad and the Frog. The Frog got sick and rested in bed. The Frog asked to hear a story from his friend, the Toad. To help him think of a story, the Frog walked back and forth in the garden, but no story came to his mind. He rolled on the floor 5 times, but still no story came to his mind. He put many ice cubes on his head, but still no story came to his mind. He jumped up and down until he hit his head on the ceiling, but no story came to his mind." By this time, the Toad was already feeling terrible while his friend the Frog was feeling much better. So the Toad went to bed while the Frog got up to tell him a story. The end. What do you think of my story, Toad? There was no answer. Toad was already fast asleep. Cabelots, tell me, what did the Toad do to think of a story for Frog? Number 1. What did he do?
He walked to the garden and think.
Then, what's next?
He rolled on the floor.
He went inside the house and rolled on the floor. What's next?
Put ice cubes in his laved head.
On his head. Then, what's next?
Jump up and down until he hit the ceiling and go to the moon.
Ano, go to the moon? He hit the ceiling with his
Head.
head. There are nouns that you cannot count one by one. You call these nouns mass nouns. They are always considered as one. Examples: water, juice, milk. To show their amount, whether one or many, you use a counter. Examples are a glass of water, or pag plural, glasses of water. Next, a bottle of juice, or for plural, bottles of juice. Next, a bucket of milk, or for plural, buckets of milk. In the story, Toad poured a glass of water over his head. Glass is used as a counter for water, which is a mass noun. Glass, counter. Water, mass noun. Let's practice. Tell me the counter used for the noun in each sentence. Number 1. Peter wore a pair of sandals. What is the counter? Pair. The woman brought a jar of oil. What is the counter?
Jar.
Very good. The man carried sacks of rice. What is the counter? Bottles of milk are set on the shelf. What is the counter?
Bottles.
Very good. Mark served slices of chocolate cake to the guest. What's the counter?
Slices.
Very good. Luke drinks a cup of coffee every morning.
Cup of
Very good. The little boy had 3 loaves of bread.
loaves.
The dressmaker cut 2 meters of cloth.
2 meters.
Meters. 9. The carpenter bought a bag of sand.
Bag.
Okay, very good. Mom prepared a pitcher of juice for her children.
A picture.
Very good.
Thank you for watching. Bye.